Refuge hunting regulations from 2020 to 2021. And this particular thing I'm going to show you has been posted here since 1975. If you go to the website, I'll leave a link below. It shows the area in question. It explains the regulations. It tells you how much permits are, etc., etc., etc. But when you look through all the regulations, general information, Lower Suwannee National Wildlife Refuge encompasses over 53,000 acres along the Suwannee River in Dixie and Levy counties. There's over 190 miles of roads and trails providing vehicle and foot bicycle access, blah, 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 blah. And then permits required, general hunting regulations, prohibited actions, of course, special hunting regulations, hogs, legal deer, waterfowl, archery, muzzleloader, general gun. You get the gist, right? But if you look up here, state bag limits and firearm regulations apply unless otherwise listed. In designated archery-only areas, see map, only bows and crossbows are allowed. Wild hogs, coyote, and beaver may be taken during archery, muzzleloader, general gun, small game, and family hunt seasons. There is no taking of swamp or skunk apes. So maybe when they first posted that in 1975, it was an accident, but this is now. And it's not the only state that has these regulations. Now, why are these regulations in place? Because if somebody hits one of these things with their vehicle or shoots it or something to that effect, which has happened, I've heard this from very, very, very level-headed forest rangers that they're well aware that people have hit these things. They've shown up to collect the animal, put it in a vehicle, and take it away. But the thing is, nobody reports these because it's illegal. That's why this is in place, to CYA, cover your ass, or their ass, as it were. Okay, it seems really strange that since from 1975 till now, there's a law in place in Florida completely saying there is no taking of swamp or skunk apes. So how crazy is that? If there was no such thing, why would the law be on the books as long as it has been? And Florida isn't the only state to actually have laws in place to prevent people from hunting, trapping, or killing these things. It's simply to cover their asses. If you kill one and try to say something, you're under arrest. Do you see what I mean? It's a really good setup. And the states aren't the only ones in on this. The military is well aware of these things as well, because they're not undiscovered monkeys whatsoever at all. You see, back in the old days, before the newspaper was completely owned by large corporations, you could find articles like this. It wasn't that difficult. As a matter of fact, I recently bought this book compiled by Aubrey Graves, and she covers every single newspaper clipping from the 1800s up to modern day, up to 2021. And it's astonishing. Before the media was completely gobbled up by corporations and decided to tell people what they wanted them to know as opposed to what they should know, it's astonishing how many police officers, professors, people that are considered, upstanding citizens that have run into these things all over the world. These things have been around a long, long time. Just saying. And if you're still not convinced, I'm going to leave links to everything that I'm showing so you can research this for yourself. But the Washington Environmental Atlas, done by the Army Corps of Engineers, specifically points out Sasquatch, its environment, and what to do if and when you run into one if you happen to be in the Washington area. Here's what they wrote. Sasquatch. The very existence of Sasquatch, or quote-unquote Bigfoot, as it is sometimes known, is hotly disputed. Some profess to be open-minded about the matter, although stating that no one piece of evidence will withstand serious scientific scrutiny. Others, because of a particular incident or totality of reports over the years, are convinced that Sasquatch is a reality. Alleged Sasquatch hair samples inspected by the FBI laboratories resulted in the conclusion that no such hair exists on any human or presently known animals for which such data are available. Information from alleged sightings, tracks, and other experiences conjure up the picture of an ape-like creature standing between 8 and 12 feet tall, weighing in excess of 1,000 pounds, and taking strides up to 6 feet. Plaster casts have been made of tracks showing a large, squarish foot, 14 to 24 inches in length and 5 to 10 inches in breadth. Reported to feed on vegetation and some meat, the Sasquatch is covered with long hair except for the face and hands, and has a distinctly human-like form. Sasquatch is very agile and powerful, with the endurance to cover a vast range in search of food, shelter, and others of its kind. It is apparently able to see at night and is extremely shy, leaving minimal evidence of its presence. Tracks are presently the best evidence of its existence. A short film of an alleged female Sasquatch was shot in Northern California, which, although scoffed at, shows no indication of fabrication. This is the United States Army Corps of Engineers, ladies and gentlemen. The Pacific Northwest is generally considered to be the hotbed of Sasquatch activity, with Washington leading in numbers of reports of tracks or sightings since 1968. However, reports of Sasquatch-like creatures are known from as far away as the Pamir Mountains in the USSR and South America. If Sasquatch is purely legendary, the legend is likely to be a long time in dying. On the other hand, if Sasquatch does exist, then with the Sasquatch hunt being, I don't know what this word is, an increasing human population, it seems likely that some hard evidence may soon be in hand. Legend or actual Sasquatch excites a popular interest in Washington. The Army Corps of Engineers doesn't say things like that. That's called covering their butt. They're well aware. They've had interactions with these things. If you and I had the technology that they had, we'd have one of these things as well. Straight up. And here's the other thing. Why is it you can fly a drone over a city, no problem, over a park with people in it? You can fly a drone anywhere you want except in a national park, where the chances of it falling from the sky and hitting somebody is ridiculously low, but you're not allowed to do it. Why is that? Yeah, that's what I think too.